Have you ever heard your own voice? And felt uncomfortable? Not because your English was wrong, but because your accent didn't sound confident. You understood English. You could speak English. But you didn't sound English. This story is for you. Because accent is not about birth. It is about training. And today, that training begins. The man who hid his voice. His name was Rohan. Rohan was intelligent, hardworking, ambitious. But there was one thing he avoided. Speaking English out loud. Not because he didn't know words, but because he didn't like his accent. The problem was not English. Rohan could read English articles, understand movies, write emails. But when he spoke, he felt exposed. Every word sounded heavy. Every sentence felt uncomfortable. He often thought, people will judge my accent. So he stayed quiet. The painful moment. One day, Rohan attended an online meeting. He had ideas. Good ideas. But when it was his turn to speak, he muted his microphone. Someone else spoke. Someone else took credit. That silence hurt more than criticism. The accent myth. That night, Rohan searched online. How to get a native English accent. Most answers said, you need to live abroad. You need childhood exposure. You need talent. Rohan felt discouraged. But then, he found one sentence. Accent is muscle memory, not magic. That sentence changed everything. What accent really is. Accent is not about where you are from, how old you are, how smart you are. Accent is about listening deeply, copying sounds, training the mouth. Just like a sport. The mirror test. The next morning, Rohan stood in front of the mirror. He spoke slowly. Good morning. It sounded flat. So he listened to a native speaker. Then he copied. Mouth shape. Rhythm. Tone. He repeated again. Not perfect. But better. The first realization. Rohan realized something shocking. His mouth felt tired. That meant one thing. His mouth muscles were finally working. Accent lives in the mouth. For you, listen carefully. If your accent feels heavy, that's not failure. That's unused muscles. And muscles can be trained. The daily accent routine begins. Rohan created a simple rule. Every day. 10 minutes listening. 10 minutes repeating. No rushing. He copied sounds, not words. The power of listening slowly. Rohan stopped watching fast videos. He chose slow, clear English. Stories. Podcasts. Real voices. Like this one. The fear returns. After a few days, doubt came back. What if my accent never improves? What if people laugh? But then he remembered. I stayed silent for years. This is already better. Accent versus confidence. Rohan noticed something. When he spoke slowly, his accents sounded clearer. Confidence improved accent more than speed. Important practice for you right now. As you listen to this story, notice how words connect. Notice the pauses. Notice calm pronunciation. Your brain is learning accent patterns. The first compliment. One day, someone said, "Your English sounds clearer now." Not perfect, but clearer. That was enough. That was proof. The big truth about accent. Rohan finally understood. Accent is not erased. Accent is refined. You don't lose your identity. You gain clarity. The biggest accent mistake. Rohan made a mistake at the beginning. A very common one. He tried to speak differently. Before he learned to listen differently. That didn't work. Accent always starts in the ear. The ear comes before the mouth. One morning, Rohan stopped speaking completely. For one full day. Instead, he listened. Carefully. Deeply. Not for meaning, but for sound. What he listened for. He listened to how words rise and fall. Which words are stressed. Where speakers pause. Not grammar. Music. The music of English. English has rhythm. Some words are strong. Some words are weak. Native speakers don't pronounce every word equally. That was new to Rohan. The shadowing technique. Rohan learned a professional technique. It's called shadowing. He played a short sentence and spoke with the speaker. Same speed. Same tone. Same pauses. At first, it felt impossible. Then, easier. Why shadowing works. Shadowing forces. Mouth movement. Timing. Muscle memory. You stop thinking. You start copying. Just like a child. For you, important practice. As you listen now, imagine speaking with me. Not after me. With me. Your mouth is learning. The tongue training. Rohan noticed his tongue felt stiff. English needed different tongue positions. So he practiced. Slow sounds. Exaggerated mouth movements. In private. Without shame. The mirror returns. The mirror became his teacher again. He watched. Lip movement. Jaw opening. Facial expression. Accent is visible. Not just audible. The struggle days. Some days felt frustrating. Accent felt worse. That's normal. Muscle training feels messy before it feels smooth. The breakthrough moment. One evening, Rohan listened to himself speaking. Something had changed. His voice sounded lighter, clearer, smoother. Not native, but professional. Accent is about clarity. He understood something important. People don't need a native accent. They need a clear accent. Clear English builds trust. The speed trap. Rohan slowed down intentionally. Speed hides accent problems. Slow speech builds accuracy. Confidence lives in calm speech. Important reminder for you. You don't need to sound foreign. You need to sound understandable. That's professional English. The first real test. Rohan joined a conversation again. This time, he focused on rhythm, clarity, calm breathing. People understood him easily. No confusion. That felt powerful. The identity shift begins. Rohan stopped saying, "Sorry for my accent." He started saying, "Let me repeat clearly." Confidence changed everything. Rohan was no longer chasing perfection. He was building control. Control over sound. Control over rhythm. Control over his voice. And once you control your voice, people listen. The day Rohan stopped sounding like a learner, Rohan noticed something strange. When he spoke English, he sounded careful, polite, but small, like someone asking permission. That was not accent. That was tone. Accent is more than sound. Accent is not just pronunciation, clarity. Accent is emotion, confidence, intention. Your voice carries your belief. The power of declarative speech. Rohan practiced one thing: speaking in statements, not questions. Instead of, "I think this is correct," he said, "This is correct." Same words. Different power. The downward tone. He learned to finish sentences with a downward tone. Not rising. Downward tone sounds confident. Leaders speak this way. Try this, right now. Say in your mind, "I can do this." Feel the drop at the end. That's confidence. Emotion creates accent. Rohan realized something surprising. When he spoke with emotion, his accent improved naturally. Because emotion organizes sound. The breath connection. He learned to breathe before speaking, not during. Breath controls. Speed. Clarity. Calm. Calm voice sounds professional. The confidence loop. Rohan spoke. People listened. That gave confidence. Confidence improved accent. Accent increased confidence. A loop was created. Stop apologizing. Rohan stopped saying, "Sorry for my English. My accent is bad." Apology weakens tone. Ownership strengthens voice. The silence skill. Silence became his weapon. He paused. People leaned in. Silence shows control. Accent is also body language. Rohan stood straight. Relaxed shoulders. Open chest. Body shapes voice. The first time he led a conversation. One day, Rohan led a discussion. Not fast. Not loud. But calm. Clear. People followed. This is for you. You don't need louder English. You need calmer English. Calm equals confidence. The identity shift. Rohan no longer thought, "I am improving my accent." He thought, "I speak English professionally." Identity changed behavior. Behavior changed results. The mirror test returns. This time, he smiled. His face matched his voice. Accent lives in the face too. Rohan no longer feared judgment, because his voice carried belief. Not perfection. Belief. And belief is louder than accent. The day English stopped feeling like practice. One morning, Rohan noticed something unusual. He was thinking in English. Not translating. Not correcting. Just thinking. Accent training had disappeared. Because it had become habit. The final truth about accent. Accent does not improve in lessons. Accent improves in life. Rohan stopped practicing English. He started living in English. The daily professional routine. Rohan followed a simple system. Nothing complicated. Every day. 10 minutes listening. 5 minutes repeating. 5 minutes speaking freely. No pressure. No perfection. The input rule. He never skipped listening. Listening maintains accent. Silence weakens it. The output rule. He spoke every day. Even alone. Voice needs daily movement. The recording habit. Once a week, Rohan recorded himself. Not to judge. To notice progress. Progress builds belief. The long-term shift. People stopped noticing his accent. They noticed his ideas. That is the goal. Accent became his signature. His voice sounded calm, clear, professional, not foreign, not forced, natural. One day, someone said, "Your English sounds very confident." Rohan smiled. That was enough. Your accent doesn't need to disappear. Your fear does. The lifetime promise. Rohan made one promise. I will never stop using my voice. That promise kept fluency alive. Final message to you, powerful close. You don't need permission to speak English. You need practice. You don't need a new accent. You need belief. And belief grows with sound. Say this with me, silently or aloud. I speak clearly. I speak calmly. I speak confidently. Rohan's journey ends here. But yours begins now. Speak one sentence today. That's how professionals are made.